Hey, good afternoon. Sheriff Matt Aller here in Audrain County, Missouri, and we're on the Sheriff's Office range again today. Some of the staff were out here using the range earlier, and once they got done, I decided to hit up one of my armory guys and check out something that I think might garner quite a bit of interest. So, start out by talking about the machine gun. Machine guns are, contrary to popular belief, they are available to the public. However, they have to be manufactured before 1986, which personally I think is a silly rule. If somebody wants to own a machine gun, as long as they're not committing a crime with it, who cares? As sheriff, I've told a lot of people it's none of my business what you own until you commit a crime with it. Once you commit a crime with it, then, you know, I'm going to smack you around with every law that I can get my hands on. So as long as you're not committing a crime with a gun, you know, I know there's probably people that are watching from states that don't allow high-capacity magazines or don't allow certain guns in. As a matter of fact, I did the review on the Springfield Armory SA-35, and the box was plainly stated not on the California DOJ approved list. I could not imagine living in such a place. You people should move. Anyway, we have lots of guns in our armory for use by our staff. But one of the cool things, the coolest thing, so we have launchers, 37 and 40 millimeter launchers. We have shotguns. We have AR patrol rifles, and we do have some machine guns. One of the coolest things, or one of the cooler things that we have in there, is we do have about, I don't know, multiple M16A1s. So the M16 is the automatic rifle that was designed for the U.S. government by Armalite. A guy by the name of Eugene Stoner designed this rifle in the 1950s, and it was adopted in the 1960s, initially by the Air Force, and then service-wide as a standardized service rifle for all of the branches of uniformed service. Most of these we have taken the upper and replaced it with a short-barreled upper, just to be more friendly in and out of patrol cars, stuff like that. Some of my staff have these issued to them, some of them do not. It's a different qualification for a regular patrol rifle versus the machine gun. The select fire machine gun is a totally different qualification, and in order to stay good with one of these things, you have to shoot it. You have to be dedicated. A lot of people see movies and think that, you know, machine guns just it doesn't work that way. They're hard. They're kind of hard to control if you don't know what you're doing and you're not used to it. The ability to hit your target on full automatic fire it gets kind of difficult because that gun's jumping around. You have to remember, in the movies they're firing blanks, and blanks don't have a bullet leaving the barrel, so there's no recoil. The only thing that's moving the gun is the parts that are shaking around inside, which ain't much. So don't let the movies dictate what you think you know about machine guns, because it's not the same. If you've never shot one, you probably don't understand what I'm saying. But anyway, so the original M16 looked pretty much like this. However, it was absent this forward assist here on the right side of the gun. The M16A1 added the forward assist, and the reason they added the forward assist was they found out under heavy fire these things would get dirty. Sometimes the bolt wouldn't go all the way into battery, so they designed this forward assist, which is basically just like a little flat piece of steel that goes in there, and you can see on the side of the bolt there's notches that are cut. So that little piece of steel hits those notches and runs that bolt forward and closes it back into battery so it can be fired again. Of course, you know, we have the M16A2, which is, we have some of them in our armory as well, which are 3-round burst, not full auto. Still considered a machine gun by the ATF, but they're 3-round burst and not full auto. And then, of course, you have the M4, which is basically the M16A3, well, actually the A2, I guess, with a shorter upper on it, which is what we did with ours that were originally this design, but we took the long 20-inch barrel uppers off of them and converted them into, actually all of ours are short barreled. They're 10.5, 11 inches, I think. Like I said, some of the staff have them. Some of the staff prefer to stick with the standard 16-inch AR platform patrol rifle. Just a lot of extra work to be able to qualify successfully with a machine gun. So this particular model is a Colt, probably manufactured somewhere in the early to mid 70s, and I personally do not carry a machine gun in my patrol car. I do have an AR platform short barrel rifle, but it's semi-automatic only. Some of these we took the auto sears out and converted them to semi-auto, simply because honestly I just don't see a practical use for me, especially as a canine handler. I very seldom even have a gun in my hand when I'm out, especially if I'm working a dog. I'm trying to control the leash. So a gun is something that, you know, the guys with me, guys and gals with me, are typically in charge of trying to make sure we all don't get shot. I just never really saw the practicality of a full automatic rifle, at least for me. I always thought taking a little more time and making a well-placed shot would be better. But again, designed by Eugene Stoner of Armalite, which is what the AR stands for all you folks that think it stands for assault rifle. It does not. It stands for Armalite rifle. It was made by the Armalite company. Armalite was pretty much a pioneer back in the day in using metal alloys like lightweight aluminums and things, which is what this receiver is made out of, both upper and lower. And they took that, and they used that mainly for aircraft. And then they took that and coupled it with Eugene Stoner, a brilliant firearms designer, and with lightweight alloys. This thing was pretty revolutionary at the time. Imagine the 1950s. This is very futuristic looking, and was not really widely accepted by the troops, especially, you know, these guys that come from wood and steel. The last rifle they had been issued was the M14, which we have some of those in our armory too. We're going to do a little bit of shooting, and we'll shoot some in semi-auto and some in full auto, and we'll look after each of those. I'm only going to be 15 yards from the target, so this will give you some idea of how difficult these things are to control. We'll look at the single shot holes, and I'll fire rapidly. I'm not going to fire a machine gun fast, but I will shoot quickly at 15 yards, and then we'll do some full auto fire at 15 yards and see the difference in accuracy and, you know, what you can expect from a machine gun. Some of you guys can probably see this. I'm stuffing bullets in my ears because I forgot my hearing protection at home, and nobody is. There's all the firearms guys left, and I can't get to the little foam earplugs. So the next best thing is to do what old guys do and shove bullets in your ears backwards. Anyway, one of the reasons they did the 3-round burst was because, you know, they really did not design the personal rifle like this to be just consistently full auto sustained fire, right? It was designed to shoot a burst, let off the trigger, shoot a burst, let off the trigger. Unless you wanted to lay suppressive fire in a battlefield situation, but for civilian law enforcement, very seldom do we find ourselves in a situation where we need to lay down suppressing fire, because we're just not willing to turn loose of that many bullets without being able to account for them. So the 3-round burst I actually like better. Maybe we'll do a little piece on that at some point, and shoot some of the 3-round burst guns. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, but very many guys get to get on here and mess around with vintage stuff like this to where you guys can actually see it. So I'm gonna move the camera here. You can see the target down there, which is a bad guy with body armor on, and we'll get over here to where you can see recoil and muzzle rise and things like that. But the first thing we'll do is a few semi-automatic shots. Probably shoot at that dude's head, and that way we can go up and look at the target and see the difference between the rounds of semi-automatic fire and then the rounds of full auto fire. All right, that was 10 rounds, fairly rapid fire. And again, that rifle's not sighted for me. I don't necessarily know where the sights are, but oh, look at that, right where I wanted it. So you can see, if you can see that, all 10 rounds are right there. Pretty small group for offhand at 15 yards, semi-rapid fire. So let's go back and we'll turn on the giggle switch and turn loose with, I'll try for 10, well, it's a 20 round magazine, so I'll just burn the rest of what's in that magazine. That'll be 10 rounds. And we'll see where all those bullets go. I can promise you it probably ain't gonna be near as accurate. Oops. Yeah, see, that's the problem with not having a tripod. I'm just a simple fella, trying to use my phone and not spend a bunch of money on equipment and such. I mean, who needs that stuff, right? So this is probably, well, yeah, it's a 20 round mag. Actually, it's a 30 round mag. So we're probably going to be 20-ish rounds that are going to come out of this thing. I'll probably fire the first couple in semi-auto just to reacclimate myself, because it's been a long time since I've shot a machine gun. So well, that was fun. All right, now let's go up and take a look again. I can already tell you what happened. So there's probably a couple of more rounds here, but you can see where all the full auto stuff went. And I was really leaning into that gun, trying to get everything here, but there's some down here, some here, some here. That gun really starts jumping around on full auto, which is why, like I said, you know, if the average person wants to own one for fun, I think the 1986 rule is stupid. But if you've got the 50,000 bucks that it takes to buy a transferable, manufactured before 1986 machine gun, you probably got the money for the $200 tax stamp. By all means, go buy one. I think they're fun. I think they're fun to shoot. But as far as being practical, there's really no practical purpose, at least in my world as a law enforcement officer. Now, if they were reasonably priced, would I buy one? Absolutely, I would. I would buy one, and I'd do my best to wear it out if I could afford the ammo. But as far as having a practical purpose for defense or law enforcement work, I mean, like I said, we issue them, but our guys, they practice, and they're much better shots than I am. I'm a fairly decent shot, but you can see I shoot all the time. Even that little bit of jump at 15 yards, imagine that at 25, and you know, that group opens up even that much more, and you start having bullets that you can't account for. So the guys that at my agency that have them, they're held to pretty stringent standards. But as far as just having fun, great fun to have. So This is the M16A1, and it's a lot of fun. So anyway, have a great afternoon. Sheriff Matt Allard, Audrain County, signing off. Have a great day.